Over 12,500 residents chose Babcock Ranch, while more than 74,000 call Lakewood Ranch home. But here's what you need to know before making your decision. We're looking at two of Florida's most successful master plan communities, and they represent completely different retirement lifestyles. Hey, I'm John Garuti. I've spent years helping retirees find their perfect spot here in Southwest Florida, so I know these communities inside and out. Today, I'm breaking down exactly which one fits your definition of perfect retirement living. Because if you get this wrong, you could spend your golden years in the wrong place with the wrong lifestyle at the wrong price point. At first glance, these two master plan communities might seem alike, but you know what? They couldn't be more different in nearly every way that affects your daily life. I get it, it's hard to believe. They're barely an hour apart, yet they feel like they belong in two different worlds. Babcock Ranch is America's first solar-powered town. It welcomed its first residents in 2018, now has over 12,500 people, and was just ranked number 7 in the 2025 RCLCO report for top-selling master plan communities. It was built from the ground up with one single goal: to prove that sustainability and innovation can actually work in everyday life. Everything here runs on solar power. Every home includes gigabyte fiber internet, and the entire community was engineered to handle hurricane season without losing power. Lakewood Ranch, on the other hand, has been the established champion since 1994. More than 74,000 residents live across 30-plus villages, and it's held the title of America's #1 best-selling multi-generational community for 7 straight years. While Babcock leans into renewable energy and next-gen design, Lakewood focuses on proven quality and resort-style living refined over 3 decades. They're both retirement paradises in their own way, and the growth trend says it all. Babcock climbed from 12 to number 7 nationally in just 1 year. Lakewood keeps holding the top spot year after year. Later, when we talk about lifestyle and amenities, you'll see exactly how the difference between them shapes your day-to-day life. And speaking of differences, the price gap between them is bigger than most retirees expect. Okay, this is where you'll see how each community's lifestyle philosophy translates into real dollars. Over in Babcock Ranch, the median home price sits around $390,000 right now. Homes range in price from approximately $200,000 to $3.5 million. With several active builders, you'll find plenty of new construction options and the freedom to customize exactly what you want. Lakewood Ranch is a little different. The median price is about $587,000, with homes ranging from $360,000 to $5 million. That's roughly a $197,000 gap in median prices. And instead of brand new builds, Lakewood offers established resale homes spread across more than 30 unique villages, each with its own feel and price point. But you know what? Lower prices doesn't always mean lower costs. The sticker price is just that start when it comes to master plan communities, and there's one set of expenses that still surprises a lot of retirees. Let's talk about the hidden costs most buyers don't even budget for, and that's the HOA and CDD fees. Of course, home prices are usually what people focus on when planning for retirement, but what can make or break your budget are the monthly fees. And between these two communities, the differences are hard to miss. Let's start with Babcock Ranch. The base HOA runs at about $141 a month, and that already includes 1 gigabyte fiber internet in every home. But wait, almost every neighborhood adds its own sub HOA on top of that, anywhere from $125 to more than $700 more per month, depending on the neighborhood you live in. So in total, you're looking at about $261 to $841 each month before adding CDD fees, and it can get even higher than that with some of the condos on the golf courses. The CDD fees in Babcock Ranch run between $1,300 and up to $3,550 a year, which works out to roughly $110 to $296 a month. Add that up and you'll see why keeping track of these numbers really matters. And this is where things connect later. When we get to the transportation advantages, you'll understand how these fees can even shape how much you want to leave the community. Now, Lakewood Ranch plays by different rules. Most neighborhoods charge around $125 to $350 a month for HOA fees. The higher end spots like the Lake Club can run $564 to $886, but you get a lot more variety and amenities. CDD fees here range from $1,500 to $3,000 a year. And you know what's impressive? Some older neighborhoods don't have any CDD at all. So let's put that in perspective. If you buy a $400,000 home in Babcock Ranch, you could easily spend another $500 to $700 or more every month just on HOA and CDD fees. These are the kind of expenses that can catch you off guard. But speaking of unexpected costs, these monthly fees are only the beginning. The real wild card? Well, that's where the engineering behind each community starts to matter. I'm talking about one expense that can flip your entire retirement plan. You might be wondering how smart community planning actually saves me thousands of dollars every year. Well, what I can tell you is that location engineering matters more than ever in Florida. Insurance costs across the states have tripled in some areas, but if you know where to look, you can come out ahead, because location inside these communities could be the difference between paying $1,400 a year or $7,000 plus. Let's start with Babcock Ranch, because this is where things get interesting. Homeowners here typically pay around $1,300 to $1,475 a year for insurance in 2025. The community sits roughly 30 feet above sea level, and every home is built another 5 feet higher. Each structure is engineered for hurricane resilience with wind ratings that can handle 150 miles per hour or more. Most properties in Babcock Ranch fall into Zone X, meaning minimal flood risk. However, a few lower lying neighborhoods like Trails Edge and Tucker's Cove and Crescent Grove are located in Zone A or AE, so flood insurance can be recommended in those spots. But keep this in mind for later. When we talk about lifestyle, you'll see why many residents feel these insurance savings are worth a little less convenience. Now, what really sets Babcock Ranch apart comes down to one thing: hurricane performance. During Hurricane Ian in 2022, Babcock Ranch kept power, internet, and basic services running while nearby areas suffered major outages and an estimated $115 billion in losses. And again, during Hurricane Milton last year, the community hosted more than 2,000 evacuees from surrounding cities, all while keeping full infrastructure online. Lakewood Ranch, on the other hand, covers more than 33,000 acres and includes a mix of flood zones: A, AE, X-shaded, X-unshaded. Generally, the older established neighborhoods sit on higher ground and have lower flood risk. Let's put this in perspective. The average Florida homeowner pays between $4,300 and $4,400 a year for insurance. In high-risk coastal counties like Miami-Dade or Monroe, that number bumps to $5,000 to $7,000 plus. Meanwhile, Babcock Ranch residents average under $1,500, which is potentially more than $5,500 in annual savings compared to coastal communities. So yes, insurance gives Babcock Ranch a real financial edge, but numbers only tell half the story. Now let's look at how these savings compare to what you get for your retirement lifestyle. As I told you, these communities feel like two completely different worlds. And this is where you start to realize how much that really affects your retirement lifestyle. First up, Babcock Ranch. It has the Babcock National Golf Club, the Wellway Wellness Center with over 40 weekly classes, Founders Square Town Center, and the shops at Yellow Pine, a 120,000 square foot shopping plaza that's already 100% leased. Coming soon, the B Street District is set to open in mid-2026 and adding even more entertainment options. And when it comes to healthcare, Tampa General Hospital just opened a brand new urgent care facility in October, so medical care is right there. The technology here is next level. Every home includes 1 gigabyte fiber internet, and the entire community runs on solar-powered infrastructure. There's also an extensive trail system in the works, connecting more than 100 miles of paths across the community. Now, Lakewood Ranch brings a totally different vibe. You've got the Lakewood Ranch Golf and Country Club featuring 72 holes across 3 championship courses, 54 of them designed by Arnold Palmer himself. There are 3 town centers: Main Street, The Green, and Waterside Place, with more than 300 shops and restaurants combined. The premier sports campus spans 140 acres with 23 fields, and the Sarasota Polo Club adds another 170 acres with 7 polo fields, drawing over 50,000 spectators each year. Plus, Lakewood Ranch already has 150 miles of operational trails and a full-service hospital nearby. Now, I live in Babcock Ranch, and here's what nobody tells you about the lifestyle difference. You feel like you're part of building something new and innovative. There's an energy here almost like in an adult summer camp where neighbors actually become close friends. Lakewood Ranch, on the other hand, feels like joining an established club. Everything's polished, everything works perfectly, and there's incredible variety and choice. So yeah, the amenities matter, but you've got to know what it really feels like to live here day to day. And that's exactly what we're diving into. This is where the true personality of each community comes through. And honestly, this might be the most important factor in your decision. Babcock Ranch has this innovation-driven, eco-centric energy that feels like a close-knit, active community. The walkable town center with Founders Square and the upcoming B Street Entertainment District creates easy gathering spots for neighbors to meet. And with more than 12,500 residents residents building traditions together, there's a real sense of connection, helped by the golf cart lifestyle. You can literally drive from your home to Publix, to the pool, to dinner, and back home without ever getting in a car. Lakewood Ranch feels more like an established resort community. More than 74,000 residents live across 30 different villages, creating a sophisticated leisure-driven lifestyle with a mature social structure. It's a polished living with incredible variety and choice. But you'll need a car to get around. That's the trade-off for living in a community this large. You might love the tight-knit feel of a 400-home neighborhood or prefer the activity of a larger village with 2,000 homes. If you're someone who values variety and choices versus someone who wants a close-knit community feel, this difference matters more than amenities ever could. Community feels set the stage for how you experience retirement. But now let's look at the practical reality of getting around these communities. Here's where the rubber really meets the road for your retirement lifestyle, because how you could get around changes how you live every single day. So starting with Babcock Ranch, you're about 32 miles from RSW Airport, which takes roughly 45 minutes by car. Punta Gorda is a bit closer at 29 miles, yet 35 minutes or so in the car. Getting to the beach takes a little longer. It's 30 plus miles to the Gulf Coast, so expect 45 to 50 minutes to reach spots like Fort Myers Beach or Sanibel Island. Fort Myers itself is around 30 minutes, while Tampa sits about 2.5 hours to the north. For road access, State Road 31 is your main route, but there's a new 4-lane highway under construction that's expected to be completed by the end of 2026. And remember those HOA and CDD costs we talked about earlier? They start to play a role here, because if getting in and out takes time and planning, you might find yourself staying in the community more than you expected. Now, things change completely once you get to Lakewood Ranch. You're only 8 to 11 miles from Sarasota Bradenton International Airport, about a 12-minute drive. Tampa International Airport is roughly 50 minutes away, about an hour in car. And beach access, that's where Lakewood shines. It's less than 30 minutes to Siesta Key Beach, and you've got Anna Maria Island, Lido Key, and Longboat Key, all within 35 minutes. You're also just 13 minutes from downtown Sarasota, with Tampa about an hour to the north. Lakewood Ranch connects directly to I-75 with 4 different exits, giving you easy regional access in any direction. If you travel often or have family flying in to visit, the difference is bigger than it seems. Lakewood's central position between Tampa and Sarasota, combined with its airport proximity and multiple I-75 access points, gives it a clear edge and convenience. So how do you decide between these two? After living in one and studying the other, I can tell you this: it all comes down to how you balance convenience, cost, and connection. At the end of the day, neither choice is wrong. The real question is which one fits your retirement personality and priorities. And I can definitely help you figure that out. If you're serious about retiring in Southwest Florida, don't hesitate to reach out to me and my team at hello@swfloridarealestate.com. I live in Babcock Ranch. I have family and friends that live in Lakewood Ranch and know it inside and out, and I guarantee will add value to your decision process. Let's schedule a consultation and find your perfect match. Now, you might be wondering what other exclusive options are out there in Southwest Florida. Here's the thing: there's a whole hidden world of luxury living happening right in our backyard, where billionaires and ultra-wealthy families have been quietly building their dream homes. Click the video on your screen to explore these ultra-exclusive communities you probably never even knew existed.